right, welcome back. First of all, not financial advice. Consult your licensed financial advisor before doing anything. These are just my opinions. I'm not always right, sometimes wrong. Do not invest anything you're not willing to lose or lose sleep over. Stocks, cryptos, it's risky. Do not invest anything you're not willing to lose or lose sleep over. Okay, what are we going to talk about? So, CPI, the inflation data came out today, and some unemployment. We'll talk about cryptos, and let's talk about gold and silver because I'll show you guys. The chart looks really, really good, and gold didn't sell off today, and we'll get into that. Let's first get the cryptos out of the way. So in the newsroom, which is free, anyone could join. Where is it? It's right here. I've posted over the weekend about the conference. This was fun. This guy was kind of funny. About the crypto conference, and then like a lot of South American Latin countries are like making Bitcoin legal tender, which is cool. Japan did it, I think, a couple years ago. I mean, that's pretty bullish, very bullish. The conference itself, not so bullish. Not bullish at all. I thought it was very cringe. It wasn't professional, let's just say, okay? And you guys got to watch these videos. Listen. My crypto just hit all-time highs 4 hours ago. Everything else is dying. It's crashed, you know? It's just all dying. It's just blood in the streets, wrecked. He boot the deep, dump it, right? I mean, a lot of this is just garbage anyways. Listen, I was warning for months. I'm like, look at the NFTs, look at the meme coins. I mean, it was pretty obvious that it was in bubble territory. Bitcoin hit 66,000. That's pretty damn good. You're gonna get a correction, okay? And it's fine. It's normal. And I pretty much warned everyone at the beginning of this year, like, I'm expecting something to play out similar to 2017 where it all crashes in midsummer and then it might rebound and make new all-time highs by year end. Is that still in play? I think yes. I think it's possible. I'll look at the charts. But check this out. Here, I'm going to give you guys a clue because it's getting to that point where I don't, you know. So look at this. This is fancy. I never indulge myself, but you know, you got to indulge yourself when you're up 2000x, right? Let's check this out. Look at that. Hold on. Let me blow this up a little bit. Not too much. Look at that. Fancy schmancy. It's a hexagon watch winder. One of a kind. No, I'm joking. It was actually, I found on Amazon. It was like $40. But yeah, it's a hexagon watch winder. And I had to, you know, it's a nice prop. I don't wear this watch ever because it's ridiculous. So I just stuck it in there. It'll be part of the furniture in my office, I guess. Alright. There's your clue. So, let's look at the crypto charts. Looking at the weekly for Bitcoin, I've got a 9 buy signal. Okay? And that bearish pennant did play out. It dropped a little bit. I was looking for 27,000. It didn't quite make it there. It went to like 31,000. A little bit lower. I don't know, around there. So, I mean, it's either a quick rebound or not. Or just gonna drop more. It's that simple. But it needs to do it this week. The rebound. Or at least get us a nice dead cat bounce. But it needs momentum, right? Let's take a look at the oscillators. They're pretty oversold, so that's good. But is the bullish trend broken? Yeah, I mean, it is. But it's not totally broken. Bitcoin can rebound. Especially with all that good news. The conference, that was a shit show in my opinion. It was not professional whatsoever. I smelt fear. Okay? Because, I mean, when there's guys up there saying, if you're against Bitcoin toxicity, then you're against freedom. I don't think that's what this was all about in the beginning. And that's just, I mean, that's ridiculous. I think that they're afraid, right? Because everything else went up more than Bitcoin. Well, Bitcoin went up from almost $0 to $66,000. What do you want? What do you want? Right? So, and there's better stuff out there, right? Right. There is. But I'm rooting for it, right? Because it's a gateway drug to other cryptos that are coming out and have just came out in the past year, that are gonna rock the entire financial industry, the world, I believe, and we're gonna directly benefit from that. Hopefully, can't make any promises. The 3-day chart. Now, yeah, this does look like shoulder, giant head, shoulder. I see it. Oscillators are a little bit oversold. That's good for a reset to the upside. Let's take a look at the daily. Here's that bearish pennant. It dropped. My blue line held it up on the daily. So that's good. So no matter what happens, 32,000 needs to hold. And then the quicker we get a rebound, the better. And the more likelihood that Bitcoin can revisit or at least get close to all-time highs. I'm not saying it's going to make new all-time highs. I'm just saying it's not going to crash and burn down to like 27,000 or 22,000, wherever. But it needs to do it soon. And if it doesn't, so the longer the price pretty much dicks around this area, I feel like people will get nervous and sell. Okay? Because a lot of people took on margin. And when you're playing with margin, there's interest. So the longer it stays low, the more likely people will be forced to sell. Because a lot of people took on margin, probably back over here, to push the price up. And now they're in the hole, and they will be forced liquidated, or they'll be forced to liquidate, or the price rebounds. So if the price does rebound, right, my blue line holds, which is major support around 32,000. I don't expect it to just do a V bottom recovery or something like that. It's going to have a hard time getting past my red Ishimoku cloud here. And people are going to get out. Probably around 47,000, 48,000, all the way up to 50,000. There'll be major resistance up in this area. And then it'll probably trade sideways. So, rebound, then it'll dump again. People will get out, pay off their debts. And then it might trade sideways till later this year, right? Until fall. And then, it consolidates, get another fractal. It either breaks out, makes new all-time highs for the end of this year, or at least tests them, right? Gets up to 60,000 or something. Or maybe it does break new all-time highs. I don't know. I'm not a prophet. Or it fails and loses momentum and then goes into a deeper, longer bear market. During this entire time, shitcoins are going to pump this and that, right? There's going to be massive speculation, I believe. But that's what I'm thinking for Bitcoin alone. Because, Bitcoin needs more economic mass to move up. It's science, it's math, right? It takes way more money to move Bitcoin back up. And people see that there's more opportunity in maybe possibly Ethereum. And then with more risk, there's the altcoins. And then eventually the crypto I'm in is just going to come in and slaughter everything, and everyone's going to find out about it, and then things are going to change. Until then, that's what I'm thinking is going to happen this year. So the opportunity's still there, like massively. Matter of fact, yesterday I bought more. Like, I can't stop buying. Ethereum. So there's pairing with Bitcoin and Ethereum, and that's why Ethereum follows the Bitcoin price, and then the altcoins follow the Ethereum price. There's only one crypto that doesn't follow the rest of the crypto market, and that's my super duper secret crypto that just made people rich. All right. This doesn't look great on the 4-hourly. This looks weak as shit. We did have that cup and handle, and it didn't really break out. It just womp, right? So maybe that's what I'm saying. Like, and right now it's falling. Like, we didn't even get the bull trap, which is very bad, which means we haven't fully capitulated. So this weakness in Ethereum, I think, is very concerning. So I thought Ethereum would at least rebound harder and quicker, and it did for a little bit right here, right? But now it's just been selling off. That might have something to do with this new coin that's coming out that is basically Ethereum. I'm going to talk about all this soon, very soon. I just, I want the people in the private group I want their odds to be as best as humanly possible. Because once I start talking about it, the cat's gonna be out of the bag, and everyone's gonna find out. And I know a lot of people, don't watch me compared to other YouTube channels. Like I should have 100,000 followers, but I'm gay kept. Like I am, my channel is. But there's things I can do where I could really boost my viewership and this and that. I just have to pay for it. I it's like it's SEO stuff. But and I will do that. Yeah, so why is Ethereum this weak? That's telling me that there's more downside to come. I'm sorry. And then look, the two well, this is a 4-hourly chart. Let's take it to a daily. Pretty much bounced off the 200-day moving average or right above it. Yeah, Ethereum needs to hold above 2,200. Actually, a little bit higher, 2,300. If the 128-day moving average doesn't hold the price up, yeah, I mean, I guess it's. And this looks bad. This just looks weak. I mean, this is turning into a giant bearish pennant as well on Ethereum now. So maybe a retest of the 200-day moving average, $1,700. So it's this week or it's now or never. Like, will we get a 9 count? That looks like shit. So I guess this isn't playing out like it did back. Because usually what you get is the crash, the correction. Then you get a nice bull trap. But I think a lot of people in crypto learned from the last few fractals to get out early. So they got out early. They didn't want to hold all the way a little bit. They don't want to risk holding too long because then the bull trap catches everyone by surprise and then dumps even harder all the way down. And that would go to my blue line. So Bitcoin did go to my blue line, my equilibrium line, but Ethereum did not. The 200-day moving average held up Ethereum. So Ethereum shows more strength. Oh, you know what happened? I know what happened. Vitalik came out and said probably not for 2 more years on Ethereum 2.0. That's what happened. So that's bearish. Luckily, there is an Ethereum 2.0 coming out very, very soon. Very soon. Like in a couple months. So is it going to eat its lunch? I don't know. Maybe there will be a bull market in crypto. It just won't be in your typical cryptos that you guys... Well, maybe not in Bitcoin and Ethereum. Just some altcoins. And listen, I'll talk about it soon. There's a lot of exciting stuff happening right now in crypto. It's just not happening with the legacy crypto, I guess. What have they been doing for the past 4 years? Ethereum. Why isn't there Ethereum 2.0? Why are the fees so high? You can't do anything, right? So, yeah, I guess there's more downside to come apparently, because this looks weak. The only thing you could hope for is I guess the good news with countries accepting it as currency, because you don't have to pay taxes on it if it's currency. And it does show major adoption, this and that. By the way, guys, I am a fan of cash. Like, I don't want to go to a completely digital cryptocurrency world, that'd be a nightmare. Um, it's just nice having them, right? Because they're immutable. You have more freedom. But this looks like shit. I mean, this. It's been a little bit now. It's been a week. All right, I guess we'll see. The weekly has a 9 buy signal on Bitcoin, and you want to see the price trading above 40,000 to be safe. If the price could get above 40,000, close next week above 40,000, then yeah, we're gonna get some sort of rebound, maybe a bull trap, but then a retest of 48,000. And then it's probably going to dump again because some people are going to get out. And then it might take a little bit towards the end of this year to go retest previous all-time highs. But if we don't end this week, right? So by Sunday afternoon, above or at least 40,000, then it's dumparoonie, right? Alright, that's all I have for crypto. Let's talk about the stock market. VIX is at pretty much all-time lows right now, almost. Gold is holding up, 1897. Interest rates, interestingly, the 10-year yield is falling, which is good. That's good. It's good for gold and silver. So gold should turn up. So should silver, especially if the 10-year yield keeps dropping. If it could drop below 1.45, you know what? I need to take some stuff away here. Okay, here's a 10-year yield. If it could drop, to be safe, if it gets below 1.40, the 10-year yield's just going to go right back down towards like 1.1 or something, or at least 1.2. And that would just explode the gold price. It would make new all-time highs. And that's what I'm hoping for. And it's a very high likelihood that may happen. But what's interesting is that today the 10-year yield didn't go up at all. It didn't spike. So what does that tell me? That tells me that the bond market is waking up to the fact that even with high inflation data coming out, they don't think they're going to raise rates. Like, that narrative is starting to go away and starting to become obvious that they don't care. They're just they're not gonna raise rates. And eventually at some point they're gonna realize that they can't raise interest rates. And then metals are just gonna, there's no amount of paper shorts and open interest that's gonna be able to stop that. Matter of fact, it's gonna cause a short squeeze. And then it's limit up in gold and silver, and then parties died. Then the train has finally left the station and just flying down the train track or whatever. Another thing is Basel III is supposed to happen at the end of this month, which is pretty much getting rid of these bullion brokers. I call them the brokers, the COMEX, right? Where they have, let's just say they have 1 ounce, or no, like one ingot, right, of like 100-ounce gold bar right there, and then they lend it out like 100 times over, and then it's just a giant derivatives of the physical underlying metals. And they probably don't even have any. They probably have some, but, who knows how much they really have. Nobody knows. We've seen countries try to take back their physical holdings that are in the U.S. and like Germany back in like 2000, I don't know, like 15 or something. Anyways, I think maybe finally Wall Street's starting to wake up to the fact that they're not raising rates. Because as soon as they say they're raising rates, the stock market dumps. And if the stock market dumps, guess what they have to do? They have to lower rates back down even more and then print even more. So their options right now, central banks, is fake out the market, say you're going to raise rates, but never actually do it. And then when the market figures out, well, they're never really going to raise rates, they're still not going to even raise rates a little bit. Because if they did do that, to buy themselves more time, it would just tank the market. So they would rather just not do it because it would take way more money and manipulation to get the market back up. Because once it falls, I don't know if they could get it back up without causing hyperinflation. So they would rather just have inflation running. They would literally rather have stagflation than hyperinflation, because that buys you more time. Eventually, it'll run into hyperinflation. Eventually, But so the game, the game's up. The market's starting to figure it out. They have to be, and not just that. You can see the weakness in the dollar as well. There is no milkshake rebound, whatever. Deflationary. The 90 handle's barely holding up. We tested the 200. Well, this is a 4-hourly chart. Let's go to the daily. I mean, this looks like a giant cup or head and shoulders. Look at this. Boom. Boom. I guess it did fall. Boom. Well, if the price gets, if the dollar DXY falls to 89.5, that technically, well, no, it only has to fall to 89.66. And we're not far from it. We're at 90.06. The dollar is not rallying either today with high CPI inflation data. What that tells me is the market's calling bullshit on the Fed. They're like, you guys aren't going to raise rates. We know that. They're pretty so when there's high inflation, the market usually thinks to themselves, "Oh no, they're going to raise rates." They're not thinking that anymore. They thought that last month. And gold, had a little pullback, a little dip. But this time, there's no dip in metals. And the dollar is pretty weak. It's not rallying at all. And the 10-year yield's dropping right after really bad CPI, high inflation data. So they're figuring it out. This is the moment that I've been waiting for. That I've been talking about for since the last all-time high on gold, which was late July or August last year. So ever since then, I started loading up 2-3 months ago. I started scaling back into my mining stock positions, and I'm holding long still. Even the leverage, I took it off for a day, but I put it back on. I'm long. And I'm still waiting here. So I'm holding on. I don't want to miss this move. And right now, the weakness in the dollar and the 10-year yield is telling me that the market's figuring it out after high inflation data. So I'm holding. diamond hands, right? And now would maybe be a good time to ape in on non-leveraged mining stocks before they break out. What else can we look at? The only downside risk to metals is the market dumping, but I don't think they're going to let the market dump. Not just that, the market actually looks like it's going to break out and make new highs. Here's the S&P 500. It's about to make new all-time highs right now. It literally is today. And on the right is the NASDAQ composite. It's very close to breaking out and making new all-time highs. And look at this. This is a giant bull flag cup and handle on the NASDAQ. So it's breaking out. Possibly on low volume this summer, but it is. I just don't think there's any sellers right now. Nobody's nervous. Everyone's complacent. Everyone's been complacent since the COVID bottom, right? And they're just super complacent. Which is, as a contrarian, you would think. The thing is, the Fed's not raising rates. They're going to keep juicing the market. Can there be a black swan event? Yeah, that could happen whenever. But I think this summer we're just going to have the markets go up slowly but surely. And I'm just waiting for silver and gold to break out. That's basically all I'm looking forward to. Other things are breaking out, of course. Oil's been breaking out. Oil, I've said this numerous times, $100 by the end of this year. Other commodities, uranium is going to be a great play. What else? Agriculture, but that's a very long-term, boring play, but that'll do good for probably a while. All right, here's gold and silver. Gold on the left, silver on the right. All right, the daily chart, silver has a giant, beautiful, perfect textbook. Bullish pennant, bull flag, and cup and handle. Perfect, right? Gold, on the other hand, here also has a bull flag. And it looks good. It looks bullish right now on the daily. But this isn't what really has me excited right now. And this plays perfectly for what I've been saying for the past 6 months, guys. I told you guys that summer of 2021, we're going to see a massive breakout in gold and silver and a huge bull market in mining stocks, right? I said that. I'm still sticking to it. You just got to be patient. Money transfers from the impatient to the patient. All right, check this out. Look at this. Or wait. Okay, right here, giant head and shoulders, right? But here's the other chart I want to show you. This is gold. Weekly chart. So every little candlestick here is a weekly. It's 2011 back here. This is current day right here. Besides the head and shoulders, we have a giant cup and handle, which stretches from the previous all-time high in 2011 all the way to the current. I mean, this should launch gold minimum a couple $100 very quickly within a couple weeks, right? You would think, right? And it's going to happen. Listen, the suppression, the manipulation, it's a managed retreat, but at some point there's enough people and everyone's out for themselves, including countries. And we've already seen that with the East, right? Everyone's going to be out for themselves pretty soon. It's not just people, right? It's also sovereign wealth funds, and that's important because nobody wants to be left with the bag. It's musical chairs. Everyone needs to sit down. You don't want to be the one left without a chair. That's how markets work. That's why they say the music stops playing. Okay? Alright, I mean, this is beautiful. Beautiful setup. Giant cup and handle for gold. I mean, it's so obvious. So, it's about to go into a multi-year bull market. When was the last time we saw something like this? Maybe in the 90s? A cup and handle this big? I mean, we don't have a cup and handle that big. Or maybe we do. Oh. I guess you could say this is as good as it gets. Okay, so and we also even have the weird head and shoulders, the giant head and the tiny shoulders. Right? Shoulder, shoulder. I'm not using the head and shoulder tool. I just like using these half circles. I don't know. That doesn't look right. Well, gold's never had quite a attractive cup and handle. Textbook cup and handle before. That stretches a decade long. A decade long cup and handle. So what do you think's going to happen when this sucker breaks out? Yeah. That's, launch. T-minus launch. So I'm just holding on and waiting for it. I'm kind of pissed off it didn't happen this month or last month. I want it to break out as soon as humanly possible. Mainly so I could buy a little more of that crypto because damn, it's good. Damn, it's good. Listen. Gold doesn't give you yield. Stock dividends are shit. None of that outpaces inflation. But someone invented something that works that could give you yield, which outpaces inflation. Even current high, super high inflation. It's a big deal. It's a very big deal, and I'm telling you guys, the things I'm holding is like the biggest possible wealth transfer in human history. Alright, so I guess we could look at silver. I already looked at it. Silver does not have a giant cup and handle like this. At least I don't think so. Does it? Yeah, it does. It does. Well, this is a weekly chart. It's not like a multi. It is a multi-year. It just only stretches back to 2013. So giant cup and handle on silver. I mean, the price of silver, not quite. It has to finish the end of the cup, which that's why I keep saying when silver breaks above 30, that finishes the cup and handle pattern, and it should just launch it to like $50 in a couple weeks, because you're going to see a giant short squeeze, and then you're not going to be able to find physical silver anywhere. There'll be shortages, and that's going to run up even more to like $100, and it's going to happen quickly, like within months, and you're going to see. Yeah, you pretty much had to wait a decade, but the gains you're going to get are like, they could be enormous, right? On mining stocks. Like 10x, 20x, 50x on mining stock. On leverage ETFs, like massive 100x gains. But it happens quickly, and it leaves most people behind. That's why people who are patient, they just hold on. They are going to catch that move, right? And I told you guys to start loading up back here in 2018, right? And in 2019. I was coming out with my my research, right? So far, you've done pretty damn good. Silver's gone up. I'm not going to count the COVID bottom. I mean, I told you to buy then, but a lot of people didn't even have cash. So it went up 117%, 120% since the bottom in 2019. The price of silver, the physical metal. A lot of these mining stocks did, 5, 10, 15, one or two did 20x. Okay? Well, when this thing breaks out of its cup and handle, you get to relive that again with the mining stocks. Okay? So, join my private members group. You should join it. There's opportunities. Okay? I can't promise anything. But, I mean, whoever listened to me has been doing good. Doing great. Okay, let's take a look at some news. Over 11 million Americans are still on pandemic jobless benefits, while there's a need for 9 million job openings. So a lot of Americans complain, "Oh, look, open I have to be careful what I say with words. The castle walls are open." Well, that's because Americans are lazy pieces of shit. And they don't want to take jobs because they're given free money. And it's not free. It's taken from future you through inflation. People are being paid to sit at home, play video games, probably smoke pot, and lose all their skills and become degenerate losers, right? And these are the same people who are internet trolls. Because those people don't have jobs. They're parasites, right? They're cancer. They're feeding off of the small amount of people left working. I just had a guy. There's this tree, right? And I'm looking to get it cut down because the branches up top are dead. And he's like, "I can't find anyone to work for me." And you would make great money chopping down trees. By the way, I've chopped down like 8 trees already this year. It's just that this tree is freaking huge. Like, I don't have a ladder to go up that high. Apparently, he puts on, like, this guy was cool as shit. He puts on these boots, right? That just, like, with spokes or whatever at the end of them. Not spokes. They dig into the tree, right? Spikes. And he climbs up the tree, and that's how he does it. And I didn't even think of that. But he'll do it for, reasonably priced. And because I, pay him cash, of course. But he was complaining. He's like, "I can't find anyone to work. Like, nobody wants to work. I'm backed up 3 weeks with orders. And I can't do it all. But, I don't have enough manpower." I'm like, that's unbelievable. Because there's so many people sitting on their asses at home just collecting unemployment. It's just pathetic. This destroys the economy, by the way. This is why I do feel like a lot of people are going to starve to death when the shit really hits the fan. And honestly, it's going to be the people on the gravy train now who are going to have it the hardest when the gravy train gets taken away, right? The universe does... Everyone gets what they earn and deserve. Trust me. Everyone's going to get what they earn. Karma's a bitch. All right. I have a couple articles. Here's the heat map for today's red hot CPI report. Used vehicles are just skyrocketing. So I just noticed when I was driving around, a lot of the used car lots are starting to get emptied out. And that's because everyone got the stimmies and the unemployment, and guys, they make more on unemployment than working. And you know what they're doing? They're just buying up vehicles. They're just buying endless shit, flat screen TVs, vehicles, and not giving back to society. They're not producing anything. They're just out there buying shit. And there's shortages now, which drives prices up, which is inflation, right? That's why you just can't hand money out to people. So, and it makes me angry. It really does. So, that's why I bought a truck, a used truck, last spring. And I told you guys I bought it and I found a good price, but prices were starting to go up then. I guess the best time was to buy in 2019 or spring of 2020 when everyone was locked down. I wasn't locked down. You guys know that this entire time I literally lived life like nothing happened. I barely ever wore a mask. I like it's like everyone else I could tell is like kind of weird now from like constantly wearing masks and not seeing people's faces and being locked in their homes. This entire time I've been going about my business like nothing's happened. It's hilarious. All right. Here's heat maps. These are interesting. I don't really want to go through it, but it shows you what's going up in price. So what's green is going up in price. I did see one interesting thing here. What is this? Recreation services. So a lot of people are traveling now, going to parks. Of course, everyone bought their RVs, the boomers, you know. Medical care is really up. And rent is skyrocketing. So if you don't own a home, not just our home prices through the roof, but rents are going through the roof as well now. Oh, dude, check this out. Back in May, yeah, used cars and trucks was up 30% in 1 month. That's insane. Oh, wait, I'm looking at this backwards. Holy shit. I thought it went from the left to the right. Oh, this is June 20. On the right. Never mind. Holy shit. Okay, let's take a look at this now. So, headline CPI for May, last month. Food is up. The headline CPI is 5%. Energy is up 28%. So your utility bills. Core CPI 3.8%. Household furnishing and supplies is up 3.69%. Apparel is up 5.56%. Motor vehicles and parts is up 13%. New vehicles is up 3.3%. Used cars and trucks 29%, 30% basically. Recreation commodities 3.5%. This is nuts. Lodging away from home is up 9%. Household operations 8.2%. Airline fares are up 24%. Transportation services 11%. That's crazy. Yeah, this is this is bad. It's just transitory, guys. It's hilarious. All the tinfoil hat people, everything they've ever said has come true. Everything the crazy, wacko financial guys who've been telling you to buy physical metals and cryptos, this and that, everyone used to call them crazy too. And now they're all right and getting rich as shit. It's hilarious. But the normies still don't like, it's weird. It's like they will never like admit you were right. Or, I don't know. Fuck them. Fuck them. I don't care. I'm a vindicated. I don't care. I've been making videos. I've been right like a lot. Like I don't know how right I am, but it's got to be up in the 90% track record. For the shorter swings and stuff like that, not so right. But long term, all right. Let's take a look at food. Food is up a little bit. Yeah. All right. What else? Druckenmiller slams Fed manipulation as stocks and bond yields jump after CPI soars. Okay, this was today at 9:23 a.m. They say or they said bond yields jump. No, not really. Not really. I mean, this time frame's probably what? Yeah, this is a 2-minute fucking chart. I hate these. These are worthless. I covered this. But the interesting part about this is Druckenmiller slams Fed manipulation. Manipulation. That's the key word. As stocks, yeah. So the market is not speaking right now on May's CPI data and will not until the Fed stops canceling market signals. Canceling market signals. And at that point, we will know. Yeah. They're trying to keep the market from coming to the forefront that we're in deep shit. We can't pay off our debts. We can't stop printing. Inflation's going to run away. No one wants to come to the terms of this, but I mean, it's getting pretty obvious at this point. It's getting pretty obvious. So, all right, guys, go to my website. You guys should go to my Twitter. Just saying, some cool stuff on there. You should definitely go into my newsroom. It's pretty fun in there. I post some pretty wild shit in here sometimes. Yeah, follow me everywhere. And smash some likes, leave anything in the comment section. And I'll see you guys next time.